everybody, and welcome back to the Mind Over Screens podcast. Today, we are diving into a very important topic, which is cyberbullying and the anonymity that we can find on the internet. And we are also going to be diving more into the topic of age restrictions when it comes to social media. Today, I'm joined by Valeriia. Hello, Valeriia.
Hello.
Thank you for coming. And together, we are going to explore why cyberbullying happens, also the role of anonymity when it comes to cyberbullying and the internet in general, and whether age restrictions online really make sense. Welcome to the podcast. So, first question to start us off, based on your own experience and also what you've observed, maybe among your peers, your friends. How does cyberbullying usually show up, and how common is it, do you think?
I think it's pretty common. Honestly, neither me or like my close friends ever met it in their life, so it wasn't really the case. But I know sometimes it happens, and the bad thing of it is like the fact that it can follow person like 24/7 and they cannot escape. It's not like even real life bullying, for example, in school when some students like stuck with it, they can just transfer to any other school. But when it's online, and yeah, sometimes people who bully other people online, they just not like they're not responsible for it, they just do it, and that's very bad.
Mm-hmm. And well, what impacts do you think it can have on mental health and self-esteem of a young person?
I think it can make people like withdrawn, affect their confidence, of course, especially like young people, they're like not fully developed, and it has a very big impact. Yeah, like I think it can kind of ruin their mental health. Yes.
Yeah, and also it has a huge impact on self-esteem because when you're young or like a teenager, your self still develops, and it can be very harmful for this, I think. And do you think these online comments can sometimes even hurt more or be more impactful than maybe some real life interactions?
Yeah, I think they definitely can. And once again, especially like they can be 24/7. Like they don't stop, they follow you
You can't just
everywhere.
leave, really.
Yes, and like yes, you can block some people who are texting you or making some comments or jokes, but they can create a thousand of other accounts and continue doing what they want to. And there are like a ton of social media, like Instagram, Facebook, like they can use any yes, to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. And have you noticed any long-term effects on people who have experienced this?
Yeah, I think I did, and like I would say that they become more like less confident and more like on their own, on their own mind, because they're like afraid to interact with people and they don't know what can happen to them. Also, I feel like some people can also become anonymous on the internet, so others, like for example, they don't post photos or like videos because people can start bully them for these, yes, and like making comments and stuff, and they're more like hiding their
Yeah, for
personality.
sure. It definitely has some effects in the long term. And do you think people, because of the anonymity, do you think people can behave differently online than they would maybe face to face or in real life interactions?
I think they can, but I wouldn't say that it's 100% negative. It can be positive in ways. For example, like um, in terms of mental health, anonymity can be also good because people can share their thoughts. How do they feel like? Yes, because in real life sometimes it's hard to find this person. Not all people can, I don't know, use psychologists or psychotherapists or something like that, especially if it's like young people. For example, when I was a student at school, now when I think about this, I think that we didn't have like, for teenagers, I think it's not like common to to tell about some things to their parents. So like
Yeah.
they usually seek for something else. Yes, and I don't feel like, for example, at our school was a person like, we of course we had school psychologist, but
Yeah.
she wasn't helpful
Yeah.
like at all, and we didn't have like this person who could support young
Yeah.
people, and I feel like it
Yeah,
would be
same for
good.
me.
So yes, like if it's case for someone, they just can use social media,
Yeah.
find some platforms to tell about things. And also, for example, in some, like if you want to share some sensitive things about yourself, for example, like LGBTQ people, it's like I feel like in Slovakia it's more acceptable, but in some countries it's not really. And yeah, they often seek support, and they wouldn't be able to find it in real life. And in this case, anonymity on social media or like on the internet would be fine for them, because they can, yes, like share this anonymely, and it will help them, I think. Yes, so that's about like positive side. But the negative side is, I think, that anonymity can also like like not encourage, but like, yes, encourage people to be more toxic. It allows them to be more toxic. It reduces like responsibility. Even this thing is like, I don't know, you put the bad comment, like negative comment, social media platform will just delete it. Someone will report it, it will be deleted. But I don't honestly feel like it's a punishment, because you just said something, and your comment is just deleted.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe like after some time you will be banned on this social media, but then you will create another account. So that's, yes, that's also anonymity, anonymity thing.
Yeah, yeah, it is really a double-edged sword, I would say. And thank you for bringing that up, also about the positive sides of anonymity, but also the negative sides. But when it comes to the negative sides, do you think that this is something about people's personality? Like you have to have it in you to be mean online, or do you think that just comes with the territory of the internet? That there is something about the internet that makes this more possible?
I don't feel like the internet is only guilty. Of course, is also about people. Of course, for example, like I also have social media and internet, but I don't feel like it makes me personally more toxic. I never write comments to like anyone on any social media. Yes, like if I like something, I can, but very rare. In it's same in my real life.
Yeah.
But there are some people even in real life, when they're not asked about their opinion, especially if it's like negative opinion, they can tell it. And same on social media. Or yeah, so it's not like only internet
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I think I agree with you. I think it's something about people's personality that maybe becomes enhanced by the anonymity and by the lack of, as you mentioned earlier, the lack of repercussions, or yeah, just yeah, the like they can't really, yeah, the lack of responsibility, I would say. Um, so my next question is, what can we actually do about it? What do you think? Like, how can people protect themselves online?
Mm, if we're talking about like people protecting themselves, like also, depends on like what people, because it was like young people, like teenagers or children, they should, I think they should definitely like notify the third person in there. And in this case, it would be nice if they have this third person who they can trust, because sometimes they don't trust parents, they don't trust like the school. Especially, I think it's often when bullying happens both in real life and online. and it's very bad when it's like this. Yeah, so they're bullied like in school and online and like everywhere, and who they can call. But I feel it would be nice if they can tell someone and they will like help them, yes, what to do with it, because they're too young to do something. Yes, maybe at some point it depends also on the stage of this bullying. I don't know, I've heard like people saying like don't interact, don't say anything, it can escalate. But I think sometimes you can just start noticing that like it grows, this like hatred at, at their hatred to them, and they can, they shouldn't be, they should not be shy, yes, and they should like protect their like personal borders, especially at the start when they notice it, they should not ignore it. I think, of course, it's if it's already like clearly bullying and it's escalated, yeah, then I think it's like better to, yeah, somehow like ignore. But like, I mean, ignore is not like not interacting with those people, ignoring it, but you cannot ignore the fact that like you receive some bad things, and it's better to find the third person. Yeah, if it's like grown, if we're talking about grown people, adults, I feel like depends, of course, on what is happening, but technically you can sue people who bully you online, and in this case this third person can be like government, police, it also can be. And but I would like the government, the state, to make it like more, to make it easier for people to maybe like, I don't know, come up with some like programs, I would say, because I think some people think like, oh, like I will come to police, what would I say? They're like commenting, and I don't know, for example, in my country, you can come to police and they can just say you that like your problem is like bullshit, like we won't do anything. And it's also a problem that, and I can agree to some point that like sometimes police does more like serious things, but there is also like cyber police, and I think they should also like work on this. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure, I agree. I think maybe people's actions online aren't taken as seriously and with as much gravity as um, other actions offline would be by the police. And I think that's definitely like not a problem only in your country, but also here. It's very easy to just be ignored by the police when the complaints are not taken as seriously, maybe. So you mentioned the role of the state and the role that the police should play in these situations. What do you think is the responsibility of the platforms, the businesses that maybe allow this to happen? Do you think there should be more stricter restrictions, or do you think this is just, you know, just for the government and the users to figure out?
I think we can like, it's responsibility for every for everyone, definitely. If we start from the very beginning, I think we should also involve like schools, educational
Yes.
educational things, and it's also like state related, because like state is responsible for like primary schools and stuff, some other schools. Yes, and like they should educate youth, children about what to do. Like they should have this third person somewhere in schools that children can go to and, yes, tell about something. Also the police thing is, it's about government, but like platform responsibility, it sounds very nice. That like the whole idea of platforms themselves regulating it is very nice. Like at first, if we talk about like for example deleting comments or
Yes.
somehow regulating what they say.
Yeah.
But what I don't like once again is that you don't have responsibility, that you're not like you're, or maybe it's like my opinion, but if my comment is deleted, I'm gonna say like like bad platform, I'll put another one. I feel like people would do same, and they don't feel like they know that they put negative comment, but it doesn't help.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Okay. So I think the responsibility lies more on the prevention and the education of people to not even do stuff like this, and then on the other hand, maybe punishment by the police or the state in some way, rather than the platforms themselves regulating the kind of content that they allow. Can it be said like this?
yeah, I think it can. And for example, in real life, if you lie about other person, like imagining some things, you can be they can sue you because you are lying. But on social media, I feel like you can say anything. And if like they don't like, your comment is deleted, and that's your punishment. But it's not, or like you were, for example, you created, I don't know, Instagram profile or anything like related to bullying of one person. Okay, people will be reporting, and then the page is deleted, and no one is like responsible for that.
Yeah, but then it would be hard to bring up this kind of responsibility, for example, with the police, even theoretically, when you take into account the anonymity of it all. The fact that people, a lot of times, they do put their real names and contact details online on the platform, but a lot of times they do not. And after that, even if the police wanted to, and even if they did take this type of crime seriously, it is quite hard to get to, to the responsibility, to to get the person to take responsibility for.
You mean to like find this person?
Yeah, for example. Yes.
And I don't honestly think it's hard, because like for police it's not.
Yes.
Because like you have your, I don't know, phone number when you register for, you have IP address, yes, you have internet provider. They can do that. Like overall, I'm against anonymity. I know that it has positive sides, but maybe it would be nice if there are platforms with there are anonym platforms like Reddit, which I don't honestly feel like it's toxic. Maybe because I use it in a way that is like helpful to me, and yeah. But some platforms, for example, like Facebook or Instagram, I would like it to be not anonym. Like Facebook is literally a book of your face, and like yes, you can post photos there, and yes, I would like it not to be anonym. But how to regulate it is very hard.
Yes, that's a hard topic, especially with people's diverging opinions, because there are certainly people that would agree with you, but then there's the opinion that this would somehow violate people's rights to privacy, and you know what I mean by this.
Yes.
People do value their privacy, especially online, and people do value like other people not knowing everything about them, or
I would agree on that, but I mean, if you don't want people to know something, just don't tell them about something. It's like just I would like internet to be like real life. If I don't want you to know about something, I just don't tell you. But when I come to internet and tell about something and like people then know about it, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what would I
Yeah.
expect? I feel like this. Yes, and about like also regulation.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say that if there would be any sort of, how to say that, like checking when
Mm-hmm.
you like scan your documents and then you can
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then
Yes.
you can register on this social media,
Yeah.
it would be nice. But like data
Mm-hmm.
storage,
Yeah, exactly.
privacy,
That is
privacy,
yeah,
yes, I don't know.
that is the problem at hand. And that brings us nicely to our last topic, and that is age control. So, as we know, many platforms, even right now, have age limits set, like Facebook and Instagram, but they are pretty easy to bypass. Do you think these restrictions online actually work, or do you think they're just there to protect the platforms in some way, but don't have any real effects?
I think, like, I would like to believe that they have some effect.
Mm-hmm.
mm, when I think about age restrictions, I think I like I don't really like, but to some point I think it's nice what YouTube did, that they
Yes.
have this kids mode,
Yes.
and parents can, like, it's like parents' responsibility
Mm-hmm.
what their children see, what they
Mm-hmm.
do, and they can like put this kids mode. Yes, but for example, in Australia recently they banned the usage of social media
Yes.
for children till 16 or something.
Yes.
But
I
like
think so.
16 is like, even like 15 is like, it's very, is, I wouldn't say of course that it's a grown person, but
Mm-hmm.
they are smart already at
Yes.
15. And I feel like it has no point, because anyway they will like find their way to, I don't know, to have the social media.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, there is anonymity, no regulation, no checking
Yeah.
who you are. Like, really,
Yeah.
yeah. When I was also young, I know that on Instagram it's like you cannot have Instagram if you're under 13.
Yes, I
But
think so.
I had Instagram when I
Yeah.
was under
You can just
13.
click it
Yes,
basically.
yes,
Yeah.
you can
Same with
say I'm
Facebook. Yes.
18. Yes.
Yes. So that's but I think the issue with Australia is that, or I don't know if it's an issue, but they did put stricter checks on the social media. So, for example, I think they also like scan the IDs and stuff, and they
No.
do actually like check it more strictly, which is why there was also a conversation about, privacy concerns connected to this, because stricter checks for the age limit also means checks for your documents and your identity, which can raise these privacy concerns, especially in today's day and age when your data is basically there is a market for it, and
Hmm.
it is being sold constantly. So I do think it's a valid concern as well, but there are also some risks that come with using social media before a certain age, I would say.
I would agree with you, like that it makes sense. Yes,
Mhm.
but if we come up with a valid like form of
Yes.
this control, yes, and like maybe also, because yes, like 16 is like too much, I think, but maybe like kids mode or something,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
it would be nice.
Yes. Well, there are definitely many conversations to be had about all of these topics, and as society, I would say we are nowhere near resolving any of them. But thank you so much for this conversation and for bringing up your opinions and your thoughts into this. I think it was very valuable. And yeah, thanks everybody for listening and watching. See you next time.